Welcome to Transportation Talk. Today, we're going to talk about all things carpool and vanpool. So stay tuned. Well, Jason, good morning. It's time for another Transportation Talk, and we're talking about some really great stuff today. Some of my favorite things.
Yes, good morning to you, Kathy. Good morning out there to the world of Transportation Talk individuals who are hopefully watching this show right now. We are excited to bring to you yet another wonderful edition of Transportation Talk. And in this case, Kathy, we're going to be talking about something really cool, like you said, carpooling,
Yes.
vanpooling.
Yes.
It's going to be
Ride
cool.
sharing.
Yes.
And that does not mean having somebody drive you. It's
No.
not a service. It's you.
Hey, just another way to connect you out there and even us to our community. So we're excited to talk about it. And so, Kathy, I was kind of wondering if you could give us just kind of a little primer to what exactly, how can you describe what carpooling, vanpooling, ride sharing is? Let's kick us off right and see what we can do.
All right. So carpooling, vanpooling, ride sharing, the basic thing they have in common is that you're riding in a vehicle together with other people that are going the same direction as you are. And you may not all start at the same point, but you're going to end up in relatively the same area. So you're sharing the ride, you're sharing the expenses, you're sharing the time.
So there's a lot of sharing going around, right? And in this case, sharing definitely is caring. So Kathy, when we think of carpooling, and really, even though I've been in the transportation industry for such a long time, it always has been known to me as car sharing or sharing rides with other people and so forth. But what are some of the other advantages to someone like me who might be really new to carpooling and might be wanting to kick one off with a friend or a group of people or something? What are some of the advantages that you would use to help convince me or make me feel a little more comfortable about starting a carpool?
So, besides the basic benefits of sharing the driving responsibilities and in getting to where you're going, they're sharing the expenses and saving the money on not driving your own vehicle and the wear and tear and the mental stress and all of the things that go along with having to pick up your keys and get in your car and drive someplace every morning. So, you save that money, you save the need to be that grounded. Like you can kind of take turns being the one that is really, focused and grounded. And, on those some days you can kind of relax and have a little bit more you time on your way to work. You can, have a little bit more time to socialize and warm up for your day and get ready for going someplace. And so, there's just lots of extra added benefits.
Well, it sounds like it's awfully convenient, Kathy. I mean, to be honest with you, and I'm sure there are tools that you're going to eventually reveal to us here throughout the show, but I just see this as such an amazingly convenient way to get myself to work and back. I mean, particularly to work and back. Is that true? I mean, is it as convenient as it sounds?
I absolutely think so, yes. And there's lots of tools out there that can help you make it happen. Back in the olden days, back kind of in the 70s when this concept really kind of got started, because of the gas prices and the fuel shortages, carpooling kind of became a thing. And because of that, and during that time, everything was done manually and you had to make these arrangements and you wrote things down. But now we've got electronics and digital tools. And so the Get There Oregon website, getthereoregon.org, has some great tools built into it to organize your carpools. And if you become a carpool expert or you know a bunch of people that work in the same work site, you can go that next step. And maybe there's more than 3 or 4 of you and there's 5 to 10 of you and you want to get in a van. Well, that can help you get a van pool started or help the conversation get started with your employer to get a van pool started.
No, that's pretty cool, Kathy. So I can definitely tell there how convenient that must be, especially using today's technology, how really neat that is. I used to have a friend who worked at a local mill and he would started a long time ago, but it was really important that they carpool together. Him and several other people commuted back and forth and they all took turns and so forth and shared the price of gas. And that's another thing that I want to ask you right there. Am I right in thinking that by carpooling and sharing of the cost and so forth, it's going to help especially today where we see prices of gas going so high? I mean, is this another way that carpooling becomes even more than what it has been in the last year or so?
Yes, and that's exactly, I mean, that's how carpooling became a thing. If you are, if you were around back in the 70s and you were driving, you might remember, public service announcement that tried to rename carpooling and they called it Kalaka. Look that up, Google it.
Oh,
It's kind of a fun commercial.
Laka.
Kalaka. It's really fun. But anyway, it was all about saving gas. And because there was a fuel shortage, the prices were higher than what people were used to.
Sure.
Now, prices are definitely going up and people are really feeling it in the wallet because, you know, that drive and filling up the tank that a week ago might have cost you
Ugh,
$35 is now
yeah.
costing you $55. And
Yep.
so that's a big difference and that takes a big bite out of your budget. So if you can spread that around and share it with other people going your way, hey, everybody wins.
Absolutely. And the really cool thing now is we're going to get a chance to take a look at a video that you and I made just recently because these things are starting to come together. I'm starting to understand it just a little bit more. And I think this video that we're going to watch right now is going to help us have a little greater understanding so we can get into maybe some nitty-gritty stuff, in the next segment. So take a look at this video, enjoy, and we'll see you on the other side.
So you decided to join a carpool. That's a great idea. On some days, you'll be the rider, and on other days, you'll be the driver. If it's your turn to drive, part of your responsibility is to make sure your vehicle is as safe as it possibly can be. So before you go pick people up, do a quick lap around your car. Check the tires, make sure there's no flats, nothing needs attention, your headlights are good, your windshield wipers are functioning, and you're ready to go and provide the safest ride you possibly can. If you happen to be part of a van pool and you're driving a van, it's your job to check those things before you take a trip, but you don't even have to do the maintenance. You just have to make sure that you schedule it and make sure that that van is maintained and the van pool company will pay for it. For today's carpool, Jason's going to be the driver and he has already checked the car and we're safe and ready to go. You've decided to join a carpool and it's time for pickup. Make sure you're ready to go early so your carpool isn't waiting for you.
I've had many coworkers over the years and never realized that I lived near some of them at various times. Starting a carpool could introduce you to many new friendships, thus becoming a social outlet for you outside of work. Sometimes you may have never known that a coworker lives just around the block from you. Carpooling can also be an excellent time to share conversation about work with someone that actually understands.
Hi, Leaf. Ready to head to work?
Let's go.
We've been talking a lot about carpooling, and you may feel like it's something you've never done before, and that may cause you to be a little fearful. Well, I just want to point out that it's very likely that you have already carpooled in your life. Think of the times that you've swung by to pick up some friends, to get in the same car, to go to the same place. That's carpooling. So, when you're thinking about starting it for work, think of it as something that you've done before. This is just a new twist on it. Not something new and different, something familiar and comfortable.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Jason.
See you later.
Thanks for driving.
You betcha. Well, Kathy, here we are right after another really cool film that we just showed right now. You showing us how to do things the right way, getting ready to go, being safe, having a real good start to our day, because that's the way I look at what we did yesterday and what you've discussed so far. Is I see this as a really cool, exciting, fun part of the day to commute to work. It's no longer just the horrible drone of the the air going by as I'm driving to work and stuff. I actually have conversation with people. I'm actually having some fun. So that's pretty cool. But looking at that and everything and thinking, okay, well, it looks fun and cool and exciting. I think I can do this. There has to be some things that are somewhat challenging. We've just seen how to do a carpool, but what are some of the challenges, Kathy, that we might have to overcome in order to begin a healthy, lasting, sustainable carpool?
Well, I guess a big one would be that, Jason, you won't have the time to practice your karaoke songs while you're on your way to work, because
Oh,
I don't know if your coworkers want to listen to that. No, all
probably not.
kidding aside, all
Right.
kidding aside, carpooling can be challenging to get started because you're getting in a car with people you might not know so well. And
True.
so, there's tools to kind of help you do that and organize carpools with people you might not know very well. A lot of times carpools are organized around work sites. And so the thing to remember there is that you do have that one thing at least in common with those people. And
Sure.
so that can help you get over that obstacle and overcome that challenge. There's lots of fear about riding with people that you don't know, and are they going to talk your ear off? Are they not going to talk at all? Are
Yeah.
they going to show up? And
Yep.
so there's all kinds of challenges, but
Awkward
those can
moments.
really be overcome just by getting out there and giving it a try. And
Yeah.
so the Get There Oregon website, getthereoregon.org, can help you organize it. And so it can kind of map your carpool and help you figure out who lives in your area or who works near you and might live along your drive. And so the challenge of figuring out, well, who do I even carpool with? Because that's a challenge too. I mean, you saw us pick up a
Yeah.
coworker, and Jason didn't know that he lived right around the corner from us. Thank
No.
you, Leaf, for being our volunteer carpooler. But that's a challenge in itself,
Definitely.
finding people to carpool with. And so there are tools out there that can help you get that organized. And if the tools are too much for you, well, there's also us or me. I can help you with
Absolutely.
that too.
Well, and Kathy, we're talking a little bit on some of these challenges, but each challenge, well, part of the reason why they're a challenge is because we have a solution for that. We have, maybe, like you say, at the very least, we have us, right? We have
Mm-hmm.
tools out there that can make things. See, that's the thing with me is I have to be organized. I have to have
Mm-hmm.
things written down. I have to know what I'm doing from minute to minute. And if I don't have that, then things seem scary to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way I was first starting to look at this carpool. Like, things are scary to me. But as we've
Mm-hmm.
gone through this and we've, realized that, yeah, there might be some things that are somewhat challenging to it. It's just something that we've got to get up, make sure that we're as prepared as possible and just do, and just get out
Mm-hmm.
there and get it done. And I really appreciated, putting that video together with you, because that did help me out, understanding a little bit of maybe getting out there and trying to do it on my own. But I did have a question for you. Everything right now, where we're at today, I don't think I'll have anybody disagree with me when I say, boy, the gas prices sure are high out there.
Mm-hmm.
If you disagree with me on that, I would love to see your comment below. But Kathy, what is how in the world do we structure? You've kind of taught us a little bit of everything about how to get into a carpool, van pool, but what about the cost? I mean, am I going to have to pay like a fee to get into a van pool or a carpool?
So, let's talk about carpools first, because those expenses are a little bit easier for people to digest to start out with. And so
Sure.
carpoolings, you can organize it in different ways by either sharing the rides and splitting who drives which days and making sure that that is equitable and even and
Sure.
feels good. And it's just a matter of communicating that with the people that you're riding with. Or maybe one person has the better car or lives the furthest away, and so they're going to be the one
Mm-hmm.
that is the driver. Well, that can work too. And again, there's tools out there to help you organize and figure out what the costs are. And so, for example, Waze, the driving app, the
Yes.
mapping
Right.
app, has Waze Carpool, and they will help you figure out what the costs are. And then you can actually send that to people and say, hey, this is how much you owe me for the carpool for this week. And people can pay with Venmo or Cash App or whatever ways, or you
It's easy
just
to do.
easy to do. Exactly. Easy to do. And so, I think that these are all challenges that are easily overcome. And if you need help overcoming those and giving carpooling a try, that's what we're here for. That's what I'm
That's
here
right.
for. I'm happy to help you with
Absolutely.
that. And if you want to go big right away, van pools is a great way to do it. Those have different costs and potentially less maintenance expenses. So give me a call to find out about those. And in the meantime, we got a quick tip for you, and we will be seeing you next week. Have a great weekend, everybody, and
Yes.
come back next week to see us.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Good morning. I'm using a carpool to get to work today. So when I don't always carpool, but when I do, I like to kind of prepare what I'm going to need for the next morning the night before. So I plugged my extra charger in the night before, so it was ready to go. I can just pack that right into my bag in the morning. I've got my iPad all set and charged up. Just pop it in the bag, choose my mask for the day, have that ready to go, my ID badge so that I can get paid, my house keys so that I can get back in, and I always like to bring an extra bottle of water, even if I'm also bringing my coffee cup. I've got my bag all ready to go, got my jacket at the ready with my reflector straps so that when I come home, I'm not walking in the dark if I have to walk. Grab my things, ready to go. I've kept an eye on the time because I'm sharing a ride with others, so I don't want to make them late. I want to be on time so everybody else in the car can be on time too. Ready to go. Have a great day.